Welcome to my first Jets game recap vlog of the season. Now, I won't be able to do this for, I believe it's Sunday or Monday's game. Uh, the rookie game, obviously, against the Canucks, because that will not be televised. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, player of the game, play of the game, worst player of the game, and some of my random thoughts on the game. Right? So my player of the game, there's a number of guys who you could really consider player of the game, but I'm going to give it to Brendan Kitchton. 7th rounder this year, 190th overall, formerly a New York Islander 4th round pick. 2 goals tonight, both bombs from the point. One of them I could have sworn Telegan deflected it in with his skate. But hey, what can I say? Kitchton played a very good game. Honorable mentions to Nick Patan. Seriously, that guy looks like the human version of the Energizer Bunny. He never quit. He was forechecking hard. He was dazzling with his moves. He controlled the Sharks lines for a decent chunk of the game he played. I was very, very impressed with him. I was also very, very impressed with Ivan Telegan. I mean, obviously, he's coming off of a vicious injury that cost him most of last season, and he played pretty well. I'm still scratching my head, however, as to why Keith McCambridge did not team Telegan and Mark Scheifele. Scheifele, I thought, played pretty well on his own, but he was playing with Lucas Sutter. Ugh, I'll get to him in a minute. And Scott Kosmachuk, who played good but not great, but I'll get to him later. Actually, we'll get to him now. Play of the game. I'm going to go with the game-winning goal. Scott Kosmachuk came right out of the box on a 2-on-1 with Austin Broussard. Kosmachuk passed it to Broussard, who passed it back to Kosmachuk, and he roofed it, and that put the Jets ahead 4-3. They would obviously add another goal, Brendan Kitchton, from the point. It was a beautiful passing play by two OHL, mostly grit guys, but both of whom have a little bit of offensive flair. Kosmachuk has more, though. Worst player of the game. This is not even close. It's Lucas Sutter. Although Adam Lowry was really, really quiet, Sutter just, he did not impress me at all. I mean, his PK was okay, but consider he was playing with Scheifele. I don't know why they used a second round pick on him. If someone would like to tell me why they deemed him second round worthy, I would like to know. Because let's look at some of the guys who went after him. Because I'm sold on a lot of players from that draft. From that round, really. I thought Toronto getting Finn was a steal. Alright, let's see. They could have had Jake McCabe, who played at World Juniors this year. Anthony Stolars, who played for London this year. Patrick Seeloff, who looked pretty good for Calgary the other night. Dalton Thrower. Martin Ferk. Brock McGinn. Yeah. They could have had a lot of guys. And there's also Boo Nieves, who honestly reminds me of a carbon copy of Blake Wheeler. Big, more of a playmaker than anything, but can score. Okay, so let's talk about my random thoughts about the game. The first period was probably some of the most entertaining hockey I've seen in a long time. 5 goals, 3 fights. Although I don't know what Sutter was thinking when he fought that dude who was way bigger than him. I think his name was Bigos or something like that. Yeah. I don't know what he was thinking because he got destroyed. There were a lot of penalties on both sides. I mean, it feels like Lapon and Sol spent the entire game in the penalty box. Well, Sol probably did. Because I think he got into 2 fights. I think. No, I forgot Lapon got into a fight. Whoops. But, yeah, there were a lot of penalties, but the PK was relatively impressive other than that one where Abelschauser blasted it past UC Olkinora from the pool. He's another guy. Olkinora, after that crazy first period, he actually played pretty well. I was pretty impressed. Now whether he can get a job in St. John's or he'll get bumped to Ontario, I don't know. I'd love to see him in St. John's, quite frankly. But he might have to get bumped down to Ontario with the signing of Michael Hutchinson, who is not showing up for this, by the way. So the next Jets YoungStars game is tomorrow night. They face the Oilers, and I believe Jimmy Lodge will actually be playing in that one. Zach Bell will probably step in for Stanton, Ty Stanton, who played tonight. Eric Comrie will likely get a look at him. But honestly, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I do like some of the guys that came in on tryouts. Mitch Theoret and Axel Bloomquist. I was very impressed with those two. Bloomquist, I just thought he was very, very aggressive. And Theoret, obviously, he scored the first goal. But that was mostly LaPon. He played pretty well when he wasn't in the penalty box, LaPon did. So yeah, that's, I guess, all for this video. I guess I'll talk about tomorrow's game tomorrow. Well, actually, it will be Sunday by then. Okay. Bye, and go Jets.